Bridgerton's plan to adapt Julia Quinn's 8-part book series into 8 seasons, one for each Bridgerton sibling, poses a significant problem for Francesca Bridgerton's romance arc. The 6th Bridgerton sibling, Francesca, Hannah Dodd, made her debut to society in Bridgerton Season 3. Her romance and eventual marriage to John Sterling, Victor Alley, Earl of Kilmartin, in the season finale served as a subplot to Colin Bridgerton, Luke Newton, and Penelope Featherington's, Nicola Coughlan, story arc. However, the 8-season structure that Bridgerton showrunners Chris Van Dusen and Jess Brownell have committed to will force them to get creative when adapting the rest of Francesca's love story. In fact, if each season of Bridgerton continues to take place a year after the previous season's events, then there may be another romance in need of a revamp. Francesca's Bridgerton book romance includes a 4-year time jump. Francesca has 2 love interests, not just one. Cutouts of Michaela Sterling and Francesca Bridgerton against a pink background of Bridgerton posters, custom image by Yider Chacon. In the Bridgerton series, Francesca's book, When He Was Wicked, spans roughly 4 years. In this time, Francesca marries John Sterling, who dies soon after, and marries his cousin, Michael Sterling. Michael and Francesca first met at her wedding to John, and it is there that Michael instantly becomes smitten. The intervening years between her marriages to the 2 Sterling men are spent grieving both her husband and her child whom she lost in a miscarriage. Francesca and Michael also begin a sexual relationship that she refuses to solidify through marriage. Of course, the two eventually tie the knot and live happily ever after. A 4-year time jump is hard for Bridgerton to pull off. Benedict is getting the leading man treatment. Luke Thompson as Benedict in Bridgerton, custom image by Yider Chacon. Francesca's book isn't the only Bridgerton story to include a time jump. Benedict's story, An Offer from a Gentleman, includes a 2-year time jump. Benedict, Luke Thompson, encounters Sophie Beckett, the illegitimate daughter of the Earl of Penwood, at Bridgerton's masquerade ball. However, because Benedict and Sophie's story is a Cinderella story, Sophie vanishes at midnight and Benedict is unable to find her until 2 years later, when she winds up employed at Violet Bridgerton's house. Although the 2-year time jump is a crucial aspect of Benedict's book, he doesn't recognize Sophie when she works for his mother. The structure of the Bridgerton show will make a 2-year time jump, much less a 4-year time jump, extremely difficult. This is primarily because each season of the show takes place a year after the events of the previous season, during the debut season. Another reason why incorporating time jumps in the show is difficult is because of Gregory Bridgerton, Will Tilston, and Hyacinth Bridgerton, Florence Hunt, the 2 youngest siblings. During Season 3, they are 14 and 12, respectively. Because of their age, Gregory and Hyacinth are unable to participate in a lot of the Bridgerton drama as it unfolds. They are typically relegated to whatever happens in the Bridgerton house. Because of this, incorporating time jumps would affect the pair's characterization and their impact on the overall story, aging them 4 to 6 years with very little progress with their characters. How can Bridgerton make its time jumps work? The showrunners have to get creative. Because Benedict will lead Bridgerton Season 4, it will be quite difficult for the showrunners to incorporate his 2-year time jump into the story if they follow the same structure. One way that Bridgerton can reconcile Benedict's story with the show's continuity is by condensing Sophie and Benedict's relationship timeline, i.e. getting rid of the 2-year time jump entirely. One downside to this would be erasing the tension created by Benedict not recognizing Sophie when they meet again after the masquerade ball. However, condensing the timeline would also give the show more time to follow Benedict as he searches for Sophie in the aftermath. This could lead to Benedict finding Sophie at Penwood House, whereas, in the book, the 2 lovers are thwarted by her stepmother and 2 stepsisters.